What's going on? It's the fat sex symbol himself, Shampoo, aka Benjamin Honeycomb, aka Heath Ledger, aka Duswell Washington. Now, most of the time I just play old school music. Most of the time. Today I have two guests with me. Well, my first guest as a group, I have American Monster Guild, the CEO, boss, and I have one of his artists with me. So before I get to them, we got to talk about one thing real quick. R.I.P. Craig Mack. You know, he died. I don't know what happened in that cult. Shit, they probably gave him some bad shit, and he's dead. But I don't know if y'all remember, Craig Mack came out in 1994. He was the one who set off Bad Boy. It wasn't Biggie. It was Craig Mack. He was the first one to give him the hit, the first one to give him the legitimate hit that made Bad Boy. So he died 46 years young. I mean, shit, I know I'm going to be jamming his music. We also got Rex Tillerman. He left, said fuck Trump, walked out. I mean, Trump is just, you know what, if you voted for him, you need help. I don't trust him. His whole cabinet's a mess. Big Sean cheated on that, whatever the fuck her name is.
Janae.
Janae.
Yeah, she still got the tattoo.
Oh, shit, sad face tattoo. She's fine. Let me give she's fine. I give it to her raw. But
Bro didn't even deny it though.
And then she got him when he cheated on his other girl. So I mean, karma. That's what you get. But South by Southwest is coming in next week, next Saturday. And I got a lot of people going down there. Here's my advice to you people, and I don't mean you people in a bad way, not the white boy way. You people, everyone out there don't bring CDs. People are gonna throw them away.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So if you meet someone that has a certain stature, give them flash drives. Give them stuff that's gonna remember them. Because CDs, they're just gonna be littered on the street. Anyway, no stores don't even sell CDs no more. Not Kmart, Target, all that, ending that shit. But as people can hear, I got my guest, so let me bring him in. Let me talk to the CEO first so you can set it off. Mr.
This is CEO, American Monster Guild, Devin Brackens. You can't really get the last name going, but all the way out here from Las Vegas. So we're in the middle of a tour right now, the Year of the Monster Tour. So it's been going real good. On the 10th, we had Tum Tum, great show. And thank everybody who came out, Dallas. And on the 11th, we had Little Kiki, and that was a monster show, in Grand Prairie. And then tomorrow we got a little mixer kind of little thing.
And where is this at?
It's on the roaster.
It's on the oh shit.
It's on the roaster too. So that's a yeah. I'm trying to get in and get out. Man,
be smart. You're CEO. Be smart. Yeah. I bet your girl's gonna try to throw it on you. Oh, you're the CEO? Boom. Boom, you take you in the back. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I like the name. I like the logo. When I made the flyers, I was like, damn, dope ass logo.
Appreciate it.
When I put it on our template, it really fit. It really fit with what it looked like when it came out. It was just because it had the wings spread out. It's a good logo. So what is American Monster Guild?
Well, American Monster Guild really was just, I had another company a long time ago, and I kind of folded it just because it wasn't the right fit at the time, because I think music industry is all about timing. Mm-hmm. It's all about timing when you release projects, timing when you release companies, timing when you release publishing companies and clothing lines, all that good stuff. So really, American is just like, when you think of America, you're like, oh, all the pretty, all that good fun stuff. And then the monster is just that's a symbolism, because everybody was afraid of something when you were a kid. You can't sit here and tell me that you were Jeffrey Dahmer and you weren't afraid of nothing. But a monster, everybody was afraid of something.
I hate spiders.
Yes, everybody.
I'm not afraid of any man on earth, man, woman, dog, nothing. Spiders, straight bitch.
See, and that's why I kind of created the name, was because monster was everybody's everybody was afraid of something. So the monster part of it is, it strikes kind of a royalty, kind of like a
I like the guild is what really,
and the guild is exactly
dope right there.
The guild is the exact thing, is because when I created a company, I didn't want no gang, I didn't want no group, I didn't want entertainment. I wanted something that was a royalty, kind of very sophisticated. And the guild is basically a bunch of individuals striving for the same goal, by definition. So I kind of molded into that, and then the logo got made, and I went between a bunch of logos, and then it just fit. It popped. It fit.
It catches the eye.
And now, I mean, that's actually a new logo. I mean, to be on the cool, that's actually a new logo, because the other one, the wings went down, so it was almost like a block logo. But when I did some rebranding late last year, I decided, you know what, let me do some different things, because a bunch of people didn't like the block logo. They said it was like Illuminati type of shit. So what I did was I spread the wings out upward, and then when I did that, it just, it had a little more pop to it too. So,
I was gonna say that's what it has. So you say you're from Vegas?
Yeah, from Las Vegas.
I don't really know that much about Vegas. All I know is the casinos and all the movies and all the shows and stuff when they go to Vegas. So being from Vegas, what is your somebody's phone's going off. What is your take on music? What was your influences in Vegas?
Well, like I said, me being from Vegas, there was a lot of legends that are been there, promoters and just different artists that came out. So when I moved back, I'm from Vegas, and I was just traveling around the world. I lived in Arizona for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing some marketing, some different club promoting for some strip clubs and just different things. And so it's kind of finding my way and how I wanted to approach it, because I knew it was my turn to enter back into the industry, because I was in the industry before. But really, my take on Vegas is it's very underappreciated in the market.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of talented artists in Vegas. I mean, I can right now name off 5 to 10 names that pop off to me. A lot of companies that are actually taking some models and different things that are from other kind of markets like Atlanta, New York, and they kind of mold it into one. So it's actually working. We got a hub of just great talent out in Vegas. It's just that, think about it. If you're an A&R for Sony, you come to Vegas, you coming to check out ours, or you coming to go party, and most of the guys
that would handicap just because of the city, the strip.
Yeah, it just kills a lot of the potential. Because most A&Rs, if you pay them to come out, or they just come out just because they want to come out,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna come out. They may go check you out, and they want to go to Bellagio, they want to go to Wynn, they want to go to different things. So when you go to other places like Atlanta and New York, you really don't have the handicap. So I think that a lot of times with the Vegas artists, what I recommend always, some listen, some don't. It's part of the game.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, it's just part of it. It's just move around and get out to other cities and everything else. And when people come for you and they come to your city, they got a list of who they checking for.
Right.
And then so that's usually what happens. Sometimes I'm busy. People say, I'm gonna be in your city on this day. Can we set up a studio session? Can we set up a meeting? We do this, we do that. So when I came to Texas, I already had a list of people that I already knew I had to meet. I had to meet up.
Yeah, I met you through Nick. How did y'all two? Because if Nick hits me up, I answer. It's one of the few people that I answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, really, I did this tour with Lab Music, and shout out Knowledge. Knowledge, actually, we actually, that's a long, kind of not a long story, but we actually knew each other 2-3 years ago. Because I was an A&R for Universal, or Universal Indie Music Factory a couple years ago. And he kind of knew of me, and he really just never worked together and everything else. So timing, like I said, it goes back to time. Timing kind of fit, and I said I want to do this tour, and I did a tour last year, and and then he said, you want to do? So we kind of linked up with Lab Music, and then Parker Road was involved too.
Mm-hmm.
Based out of, well, not say based out of Memphis, but they reside here in Texas too.
Right.
So it was really just a good marriage of 3 companies. It was just really just a good marriage. And then Nick, he got to do his own thing with his music and everything else, and him and Knowledge are pretty close and everything else.
I did one on this track.
Yeah, so
the best one on his last album.
I checked out some of his music and different things. We've been talking, we've been planning this for a while. So when it kind of just linked up, it really would just hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
So it really wasn't like, oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Yeah, because y'all have only been here a week.
Yeah.
And you've already done 2 and with another one tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you're moving more than most that just get on here and claim.
Yeah.
So since you've seen some of the artists and I'm gonna ask the same question to your artist in a second. What has been your opinion of some of the people that's performed with your artists? Is there any similarities with Las Vegas and just independent artists as a whole?
Some of them are. I mean, the Texas artists have a different swag about them. Different swag, different confidence.
Right.
They
either bite a Houston rapper or Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
That's the.
I mean, and it really it's just I really feel like just on watching on different tour things, a lot of artists, you know, they're coming in and it's like a little cockiness, you know, about them, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So I don't want to give people the wrong impression, but it's one of those things where you got to be number one as a hip hop artist, R&B artist, you got to be sure of yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to be
with anything.
You got you
men.
Yeah.
As men, it comes down to anything. You're supposed to be kind. You're supposed to carry yourself as a player.
It is that, and so I think that it's a lot of similarities between Las Vegas and the Texas swag. As far as Las Vegas artists are very sure of themselves, even just the West Coast period, California artists too, very sure of themselves, very very confident. So when they get up there, you know, kind of that command that attention, and so that's what I really like. You know, it kind of fit in and it kind of made sense to me. In regards to kind of looking at it, you know, I've got a lot of artists that, you know, want to do collabs and different things with my artists and different things. So it was a good kind of networking experience for the artists. I kind of already knew what I was kind of getting into. Being out here before, my family's from, I have family in Port Arthur, got family in Houston. So I kind of already knew what I was kind of.
You already bridged of everything.
Yeah.
So who is all in this collective besides the artists that have to my right?
Well, I have artists out here on tour. Little Meezy, he's from Dallas, Texas, but resides in Atlanta. Those are the two artists that made the tour. They came out for the tour. Just on my label, period. I have a cat out of LA named J Smooth. So he's actually, you know, he has some good music that's coming out.
Singer, rapper.
He's a rap rapper. So I got that, and then I also have I got a young cat, and I'm excited for this project. Drino, he's out of Rhode Island. He's got some freshman music that we're gonna drop.
That's an area you hardly ever, if ever, heard come out of.
It's an untapped market out there, and there's a lot of heat. You know, and he's kind of quarterbacking the Catalyst out there on the East Coast of Rhode Island. So him and J.K.Mari are really kind of close because J.K.Mari's in D.C.
Right.
So then I also have another company that I manage called American Moscow International. That's based out of South Africa. So I have about 3 to 4 artists that I've yet to release. Just because one of them, he's in Malaysia. His name is Holy Keith. And, you know, it's different music and everything. So I'm just looking at the marketing plan right now before I just go ahead and just release it. Say, here it is, you know. So anyway, I got about 3 other 4 with my COO out in, he's actually in South Africa. Percy, he's actually finishing up some contracts with some artists out in South Africa that.
Now, no disrespect to the young man and the rest you have here, but the South African thing is just interesting. You know, I like Fela Kuti, I think I said it right. Love some of his music, and then some of the other African singers or whatever. So they have a whole different sound, especially when I listen to anything, especially South Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How they're pretty much barely getting the freedom to express themselves.
Yeah.
But as the country as a whole. So I'm really interested in that. I'll keep tabs on that. I'll be waiting for that. Not that I'm saying I'm not gonna listen to yours, bro, but you know, that's just something different. You don't hear a lot of.
Yeah, this has taken me, and this is what I tell artists: be patient. This has taken me 4 years in the making, and I haven't stepped foot on South African soil. So it took me 4 years of constant networking, 2 o'clock in the morning phone calls because of the time difference. People who trust each other. I send clothes over to South Africa at least twice a year, just to do whatever they want, clothing, whatever it is, just to have that peace, that unity, a part of the American culture in South Africa too. So it really is. It took a lot of time. So if I had that patience, I think artists should have that patience because, you know what I mean, the money exchange from U.S. dollars to the rand is like crazy.
On top of all that, the cultural exchange is there's got to be something that's missing that you got to work out first.
Yeah, and that's why I really just don't throw music out. I really just I'm a planner and I'm a tester, and I think a lot of independent companies don't do that. I was on Twitter today and on Facebook today, and I was asking people how
I saw that.
how do you test music? Because back in the Def Jam days, they used to test music. They do focus groups and they used to test music.
Uh, Motown. Motown. What was the other ones? Gambling Huff. It was Motown. What was the other one?
They had Motown, they had Def Jam, they had.
I'm talking about the older. Where they would sit in a room and they would just present their songs, and it would be the one that they come to an agreement. Like, this is, or go back and give me something else.
Yeah,
You know, the Temptations had like 30 songs before they had the one that made them big.
Yeah,
they had focus groups.
And then that's the thing is, and even on the comments, shout out Whitney, she's in Texas too. She made a good point. The internet has kind of changed the game a little bit because people just release music, put it on SoundCloud, put it out, and that's their definition of focus group. But really, what you're doing is
we don't work those singles. Like,
no.
You know, I'm older. You would work a single. You find the single you want after everything's been, agreed upon, or come to a 5-4 where a majority decision we push the single, and they push that single and try to get traction to it. Nowadays, you just throw it out there and see what sticks.
Well, it's just clogging up. I look at it like an engine. Okay. Now you're just clogging up your engine. You're just clogging up the engine because you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna put all this music out. People spam me all the time. They spam me on comments. They spam me on this, spam me on that, and I'm just kind of like, man, you're just clogging up the engine. It just changes the culture because then you got, people have their opinion on the mumble rap and all that other stuff. I mean, hey, the music industry is changing too, so you got to go with the flow. You got to go with it, but you also have to stay on a breath of the technology. Like you mentioned CDs, I don't really promote the flash drives too much. I mean, only when you're in the club and you're going to perform something. I'm more flash drive. I mean, downloadable cards and different things and different things like that. Because really, right now,
with the money to buy those, I don't think most people really invest into that. Because business cards with the 2 gigabytes, you can give the song. Just it sets you apart.
Yeah.
But you have to pay for that. Most people don't want to pay. Most people don't want to pay $5 to get in the club.
Yeah, it's true.
But when you invest in yourself, then you see how you're going to set yourself apart. So the flash drive is good. You can leave it with some people.
Yeah.
I hate when DJing or somebody, or when they come here, hey, just play it off my phone. Nah, bro, I'm not getting the virus. I'm not trying to plug my phone up and see your porn. Just send me the song, as I asked you.
Yeah.
You send me the songs. So we'll get to that in a second. Now that you say you're from D.C.
Yes, sir.
So I need you to let people know what your name is, where you're from.
My name is J.K.Mari. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm 21 years old. I'm an R&B singer, but I have a lot of different talents. I can write, can sing, dance a little bit, and I can definitely rap as well. So I'm versatile in the different styles that I can approach a beat with. So, I'm just excited. When I came down here, like you were mentioning earlier, about the different artists, just getting that vibe and kind of hearing the different, because when you're in D.C., you hear so many different type of genres and it gets drowned out, but being able to branch out and listen to that Texas style music, it gives you something fresh and something to think about, like, let me get a beat and see what I can do to it just like that.
Now, one of the things DC has that we don't have down here, or really the South, West Coast, even most of the East Coast, I'm older. I love go-go music.
Oh, yeah.
And, I love some go-go music. They haven't heard any in a long time, but, back in the day, they had a whole bunch of certain, I guess, late 80s, 90s, a lot of go-go music. So are you down with go-go music, or is it still around?
Yes, you still had a classic. You got TCB, OCB, every type of letter combination that you could think of. There was a time when I was younger where everybody, like if you were a singer, they would be like, hey, man, you can sing. I want you to be in my band. I want you to be in the go-go band. So it's been a couple of times that I was close to being in the go-go band. But I personally felt, and I can't say this for everybody, but I personally felt like if I was just singing a go-go band, it wouldn't really give me the full potential to be able to use my voice in the way that I wanted to, because the drums are so loud, keyboard, everything is basically drowning you out.
It's mostly chants. I would get that a lot. It was mostly call to response, chants of go-go music, but it was just fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why every time I meet someone from that part, from up there, I ask. So, we got a couple of your songs. We're gonna get to it in a second.
Mhm.
What has caught your eye since you've been down here, like music-wise?
Music-wise,
Because I think both those concerts that y'all performed at had at least 10 others, right? So did you see anybody that, or have you heard anybody from out here that really strikes your ear?
really struck my ear is A.P. Appleberry.
Okay.
Like his presence on stage and just the way that people responded to his music, and he had the crowd hype, and you could hear the song in the background, but I wasn't really worried about the song in the background because he performed it so well. And I coming down here, being from the East Coast and being from up there, yeah, I really didn't know what to expect as far as camaraderie and being an independent artist around other independent artists, because a lot of times in DC it's like you feel like you're competing against everybody. They don't want to play your music. They don't want to collab with you. They want to pay for features when they only got 50 followers on Instagram. Like,
I hate to burst everyone's bubble in every city. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. What you're saying happens in every damn city, and people don't realize that. They just think, oh, Dallas artists can't get up because no one wants to work together. Now the guy in the other room, Nick, he has worked with. I mean, he had one song with about 15 people, right? 15 different artist egos in one song. He's had all these concerts. Y'all been a part of concerts with multiple people. They don't even like. They might, other people that are outside the business say Dallas doesn't look out for its own. That's true to an extent. This is true all the way across. But there is camaraderie. There is people working together, looking out. I heard a conversation of a certain person as a bad jacket, so to speak.
mm-hmm.
I found that out to someone else. It's a small community. So you coming down here being exposed to it, for the small extent that you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same in every city. It's just different faces. Everyone thinks they're not going to work together when they want to work together. It's just, I would say ego keeps people from taking that first step. Or being the bigger man, hey bro, I like the music. Let's not download a song off of YouTube. I know this producer. Let's get this so we can get all the money from it. Instead of having to pay, if you blow up, you got to pay that person. It was YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it might be, I hate when people do, they'll take a famous beat and go over it. It's cool for mixtapes, but if you want to further yourself, be original. When you're a singer, you do some other stuff. So I can't wait to hear the song because DC's different. It's a chocolate city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Chocolate City, not so much anymore.
Not anymore?
What they're doing is they're tearing down the projects, moving everybody out the hood, and just building them up. So it's less chocolate than it used to be, but it's still some chocolate.
There's a little bit left?
Yeah,
a little bit left. Kiss sizes.
Yeah.
But there's another thing I was going to ask you. I have my notes. So what's next for y'all? You as an artist first, before I get to the CEO. What do you have planned?
For me, this album kind of, for me, set a bar that I wanna get past. So just listen to a lot of different music, collaborating with different producers and different artists is gonna make me a better artist. So my next project going forward, I want it to be 2, 3, 4 times better than this one, because I was able to get a lot of feedback. Devin, he sent my music out, got some feedback from some producers and some other artists, and made me kind of reflect on my art as a whole, not just making a song, making something that's catchy, but making something that's gonna last a long time, making something that's quality over just quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, as soon as I get back, I'm hitting the lab again, working on my craft, perfecting my craft, getting with different producers to get different vibes and not just stuck in the same, just doing trap or just doing R&B.
I think a lot of people they pigeonhole themselves into one producer makes one sound, and then they don't branch out of it, so they stay stagnant almost. And if you look at some of the greats, they all kind of branched. They had their own sound. You know, you knew a certain sound, Michael Jackson, James Brown, or even New Edition and so forth. Tank, look at Tank doing other stuff now. Who inspires you? Or who inspired you as a kid before you said, you know what, I can do this?
I would have to say I watched the Michael Jackson show. I watched Prince. My father has every Michael Jackson show ever recorded on VHS in the house. So I would sit there for hours just watching how his movements and his stage presence was able to impact the crowd in such a big way. Like he would wink or do a move and somebody would faint. 10 people would faint.
Look, I went to his concert in 1983. I swear to God, he was dancing and I could see him, even though I was in the super far seats at Texas Stadium. But you're right, I was there, so he commanded. I was a kid at the time. And I was like, you know what I'm saying, and tried to do all these moves and shit in my little Puma suit and all the moves. But well, that's good to hear that you actually take this serious and it's not just, I'm out here trying to make this paper. The money will come as you progress. Every level you get, the money will be there as long as you're taking it serious. Back to the CEO. What's next for you?
Man, so many things, really. Really, what's next for AMG? American Monster Girl really what's next is really we go back. I have about a week break is regarding to just to tighten up some album releases and some marketing strategies going forward. And then I start planning another show we're gonna do out here in Texas. April, I gotta get with knowledge. We were kind of just, after this last one, we kind of just take a little break. But really, April 14th, we're looking at about mid, and that's gonna be another big show. And then every month you can expect American Muscle to be in a different city or state. Just because we've been talking on Memphis, Chicago, talks on now Alabama, came out of this tour, right. Louisiana, making our way to New York, trying to hit New York around 4th of July. But really we just it's a grassroots tour kind of, and that's kind of was one of my focus points for this year. Which is really just making sure that we just really just hit the ground. And really, I got a lot of different releases going on, video. And this is crazy because the success of American Muscle so far in 2018, there hasn't been one video that's been released. We haven't released not one video, and I kind of just I want to stay away from that until after the first quarter.
Right.
Too. So other than that, we're just touring, touching the fans, touching different radio platforms, streaming platforms, the DJs, the pop-ups, and the barbershops. Really, that's really what this whole movement is about, because I don't think enough companies do it enough. When you get Def Jam artists go out, man, they already got the build platform. So kind of took some models and some different things that I saw, and I kind of just made it my own, just made it my own. So really just going to be touring a lot, and then, about the second quarter, we're going to start releasing some videos and some unique VH1 platform, and TV, those type of things, just to capitalize on the success. Really, it's just staying humble. Really, that's really all I want.
My main thing, respect for putting your own tour on. Mm-hmm. You put your own, you put your own money in.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to even put, it goes across the board. Mm-hmm. They just don't feel that they can. You got to risk it for a reward.
Yeah.
See my country reward. Anyway, we're going to get into your song real quick. Go ahead and introduce it.
And this is Juice by J.K.Mari featuring my brother, my engineer, Skip Credo.
And who produces y'all? He's got a bunch of different producers?
I only use one producer right now to record me, but he's been putting me in contact with some other producers to get some more beats. I have producers at home working on some beats because I just want a unique sound. I don't want to get drowned. I like beats that are driven by bass. I want people to be able to move to the beat without even hearing my voice. And then when I add the lyrics on top.
So let me do my little what's There's another one, but I guess I lost it.
Now he's coming to be chasing me.
Let's come in about 10 more minutes or so. We finally let everybody know where you're at. Be sure to hit the Wild Out Radio.
Wild out.
The Wild Out Radio.
So, Skip.
You can hit them up because J-Rock and the spaceship everywhere. Always doing something. They have their own podcast themselves. We probably keep about getting onto theirs. And if not, maybe the next time you come, or just it's a good network to have. And there's another one. Let me get to. And these two people are personal friends, so let them know I sent you.
Okay.
Stu Radio. I don't know if you've been there. Stu Radio. They're another people that really get busy. Really, not just local here, but they're coming in now. Hope these people really start to do it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a good look. Like Nick when
Okay.
something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to, best you can to kind of, yeah. First time you got someone on the first time you do
I appreciate it.
well, no problem. Like I said, you know Nick, so I get you in. Cause I was doing eat dinner. I was playing on music again, so eat dinner because they was till at 7. I used to play music. I come on top a little bit, talk a little bit. Here we go after this commercial. And then we'll go out with your other guys. What's the name of the song?
It should be digital.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you introduce it. And that'll be what goes out.
Okay.
Yeah, charger.
3-1. I hope y'all enjoyed that because I like the way I like the feel of it. It's a club song. You know what I'm saying? I got the juice now. It makes you want to say that shit to a chick. The juice now. And she'll probably say it right back at you. I got the juice.
I've done it before.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get slapped, ho. Don't get slapped, ho. You know, because it's Texas. Everything's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Pass me that hoe right there. Shit, that hoe fire right there. Anyway, back to what we're saying. So y'all are in town till when?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
17th. Yeah, we're gonna, Friday is our South by Southwest trip.
Okay.
So, go out there, finishing off that. And then, really just get back on the airplane, man, and just, try to, basically all the content that we got and the different things. It'll take a couple of days to kind of get all those catalogs and decide, like, how
We got a phone call.
I want to do that.
Come on. Carly on with the baller talk. The ghost of Craig back. Can I get down? Where you calling from, Ghost of Craig Mack? Did you just now? All right, I appreciate you calling, Craig Mack. Hey, thanks for calling. See, well, you already got a fan. The ghost of Craig
The
Mack.
ghost of Craig Mack.
He came back just for y'all. Because he heard he had the juice. Find out who it was. Back to what I was saying. I hope everything works out for you. Much success. I hope you get the success the top tier of artists and business get.
Yeah.
Because you're putting your own money in. I mean, you're not on that Hollywood shit. You know what I'm saying? But you're smart about what you're doing. And y'all are both soaking up. You know, Houston and Dallas is different and the same at the same time. So, I mean, you already got a built-in thing down there. You already know some people here. So, I mean, that's at least a good, when you go into another tour, you're already going to set up fans. You know what I'm saying? Already build a fan base in cities.
Yeah.
You know, you already got planned, you know, Memphis. All the places that seem to get overlooked, but their money is what really keeps people going.
Yeah.
You know, it's like small businesses. You know, so, I wish both y'all much success.
Thank you, man.
I gave you numbers of people that you need to hit up down here. Really going to help you out. Shout out to the Wild Out Radio. Shout out to Stu Radio. Those two people are just great people, you know, and help a lot of artists. We were just having a conversation on Facebook about terrestrial radio really doesn't look out for up-and-coming artists. You already have to make it to a certain degree before you get on. And that goes every city. So the future is internet radio, podcasts, where you can build that grassroots type of fan base. So I hope all those help you out in any kind of which way. You know. So we got one more song. We're gonna go out. There are other artists, correct?
Yeah.
And go ahead and introduce
This is actually one of my favorite ones that we're pushing right now. It's called Digital. Middle Measy. He's actually from Dallas, Texas, but he actually resides in Atlanta, Georgia. So he's actually on the tour as well. So we got this song is Digital.
All right. Any last shout outs before we go to the song?
Man, I just want to shout out Skip Credo, Honcho Beats, Trilly Beats, everybody that's helped me so far. My mom, obviously, VIP the Hair Salon, she really put me in a position to be able to dedicate this time, you know, and gave me the tools that I needed to be successful. So I want to shout out everybody.
All right. You?
It's really just a lot of people, man. It kind of helped me out, you know. Lab Music, you know, Knowledge and his team over there. Like Nicholas Ray, Parker Road Entertainment, Keep It Fly Entertainment. You know, Robert Lopez. They actually
Shout out to Robert.
You know, that show, you know, played an integral part in that Tum Tum show. Pretty much the whole city of Las Vegas, really. The whole Midwest. I mean, there's Henry Taylor, he's down there in Detroit. You know, just a lot of key people that have helped behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So I am the one man, I guess you want to say, I am the only CEO of American Muscle Guild, which is a lot of people who has kind of given me different tools and different reading materials that I have had to read and I had to research and I had to connect the dots too. So all those people, all DJ coalitions, Fleet DJs, Nerve DJs that have always invited me on their conference calls and different things. So it's just been an education, you know. This is not new. This is not my first rodeo.
Right.
But, you know, there's a lot of people who play the integral part. So all those people is countless, you know, to name too. But
well, you need that seasoning for people that's already done it.
Yeah.
If you want to make it. Nobody just does it by themselves. You know, you need that seasoning before you get to that top level.
Yeah. So, you know,
like
those all people are great. So I, you know, shout out everybody. Of course, shout out, you know, everybody in Las Vegas too. So, you know, I really, you know, tried to represent for Las Vegas on this tour, really. Just another, it's an independent company, but we move like a major.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I kind of coined it. So, you know, I kind of do, you know, Vegas out of Las Vegas. That's always been my hometown.
To be a king, you have to move like one.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so we're going to go to digital. We're going to go to a break. Thank y'all again for coming in. Shout out to Nick for making this happen. Here goes digital. All right. Cool.